Podcasting just changed the world, and we need to talk about it.
Podcasts are cool.
I'm not getting political here. That's the last thing I want to do on a podcasting channel. The whole point of Podcast Normie is to tell you, like the normal person who might be thinking about doing a podcast, why you should start one, how you can use one, all by using Podhome, the most modern podcast hosting site. We are in a moment on Earth where the media landscape is changing. And it's just clear, it's just evident that the people who went on podcasts, the people who go on podcasts, they have more leverage, they bring more value. People are able to connect with them on a deeper level. I don't think it's really important to say that podcasting determined the election, but what's a real indicator is that this 2024 election is a snapshot of the current and possibly future media landscape. So shout out to Podhome, the sponsor of this video. They provide you a $15.99 a month subscription, and they give you a wide breadth of tools and opportunity to use for your podcast. You can use music, you have chapters, you have transcripts, you have the ability to actually express yourself through an RSS feed. Throughout history, all the elections within any country has sort of been a snapshot of what the media landscape was and was to become. 2024 is no different, and 2025 is going to bring you an immense amount of opportunity. Just think about media and like how you consume videos and audios. We're on social media, we're already listening to podcasts. There's an opportunity for you if you are a business owner, if you are a creative person, a musician, a director, or just someone who wants to talk. Producing a podcast is going to give you power. It's going to give you opportunity to communicate how you really feel about a topic in the world. And this year, this election is just one more thing on the Sunday, one more reason on the list as to why podcasting is so important. So the 2024 election might be an example of like a really, really big example of like global impact for podcasting. But think about your local community. The future of media is hyper local. Think about where you're living right now and what you want to hear about that area. What needs to be communicated about your state, about your county, about your town? What needs to be there? Because right now, I think it's pretty clear that the mainstream or legacy media, it's really not a thing anymore, and they don't bring much value. You can bring that value. I want you to think about yourself right now and where you want to be in the next year, 2 years, 5 years. Does that involve doing anything in service of people, of your community, of where you are, like just living in general? Do you want to provide value for the area and the people around you? I hope that answer is yes. The one way that you can do that is to communicate your full and honest voice. The only way to do that is with the podcast and through an RSS feed. This is why I advocate for you to use Podhome, because they're giving you the widest breadth of opportunity and tools to express yourself. You can use music in your podcast if you use Podhome. You have the opportunity to provide value for your community if you're to take a breath, look around, and make the choice to start a podcast. So here's my top 3 reasons why you should start a podcast today. Number 1 is you can express yourself to the fullest extent without censorship. Number 2, you can represent your community in a way that's never been done before. Interview business people around you. Interview your neighbors. Talk about just the roads. Talk about whatever is going on around your apartment or home. And number 3, prove to yourself that you can do something of value for Earth and your community right now. That's the moment we're living in. That's the moment that is in front of you right now. Do not give up on yourself. Do not doubt yourself. The best way to do anything good for the world in the most simple way is to record some audio and make a podcast, man. Like this might sound silly. Like it might sound a little like dramatic and ridiculous, but I'm telling you, man, doing a podcast is so easy and it's so fun and it's important too. This year proves it. It is important. Podcasting is important. It's $15.99 a month. I have an affiliate link that you can click right now. Podhome has the most modern podcast features of any podcast hosting site. I'm telling you, that is the God's honest truth. And it's also just fun to make.